and it's solidified into a piece of metal. Right, so you can see where there's missing metal, I guess, from here to here, maybe even up to there, and from here to here. So probably the way they got rid of it, got rid of the old one, was just to use a razor blade, just to, you know, I don't care what I'm doing, kind of shove it in, and then scrape the whole lot off, because there's no, the actual sticker I pulled off hasn't got any metal bits on it. So this, it was yanked off probably by scraping, and I think that is really not a good idea. And I didn't use solvent deliberately because I don't know what effect the solvent will have on the ink on the plate. So I will use solvent on it now, just to get rid of this sticky glue. Ridiculous. So using this standard thinner, this T5. You should have a wipe on, wipe off cloth, or a bit of kitchen towel. Obviously I don't mind getting thinner on there because that will, number one, clean it, and there's no metal there anyway, but however, I'll be very careful about not getting thinner in anywhere else. So it's, yeah, it's having an effect. I'll show you the technique, so keep watching what I do to make sure I've got a circuit, because you'll never know really if you've got a circuit. That's the trick. So keep watching. Here's some Holts brake cleaner. Clean down the whole area. I'm deciding what to do. Or if I protect the whole glass. Of course, use your Protec Advanced Precision Edge tape. Protec Advanced Precision Edge to precisely mask this off. Actually, these lines are pretty kind of straight, I would say. And here I'm going to start there where it's starting to kind of fade away. Coming through. Way, because if I kind of bring the tape towards close to the line, I can still see, if I can still see some blue sky, that means I'm a little bit too far away. So jewellers, I mean, what I'll do is, what you do is you kind of put your eye over it like a monocle. So that bit goes towards the object, and that bit goes towards your eye. But you can also do this, and I'm looking at that. I'm not sure whether that's from the tape. And I'm using this to check. Trying to give you a magnified shot through this jeweller's eyepiece. It looks exactly the same, so I take it off. I don't understand. Look, any difference whatsoever? There's a magnifier at all, but when a human looks through it, it really makes a massive difference. Anyway, there's some more. Right, so here it is. It's called LeitSilber L100 conducting silver. Can't read it because it's covered in paint. Paint conductor, I guess it says. Made in Germany. It's a really good shake. So it comes in a little bag from eBay. Here's the company that makes it. There it is, German. L100 conducting silver paint. KEMO, electronic. Now, tempting to use a brush. That's why I got this out. But it's going to use a lot of paint. It might not do very much. I tend to use, that's from a windscreen wiper blade. One of the old ones. So there's like an insert, it keeps it stiff. A bit of metal, I usually use one of them. So, really good shake now. Right, I'm going to mask off this area twice. This is the first time. This is when I'm putting this paint on. And I'm going to be choosing my windscreen wiper blade insert. So, it's going to take several layers. Now, one thing I want to bit stress, really important, is I hope you're still watching, because I forgot to mention this. I'm only mentioning it now because I'm doing it right now. Okay, leave a small area, a tiny area. Use a little bit of tape right in the centre where you don't put any paint on. Alright, because that's important. A really thin area for like a drop, and I might use my blade, and I'll tell you a reason why. Right, so I've got my two slivers cut out. I'm just sticking them on now. The reason being is because this is the spot where I'm going to show you later on how you're going to make sure that you've got conductivity and everything's working fine. There's my cross piece, and it shows up quite well. That one. Because you can be laying this stuff on as many layers as you want. It might not be working. It might not work. So we don't want it to work at the moment. We want it not to work, because we're going to have paint all the way across there, 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 but stop short where we want it to stop short. Alright? So, shake it for many minutes. Make sure the silver is properly being put back into suspension. Probably a good way of putting it. Honestly, don't know how successful this would be, because in the past I've repaired tiny little kind of fractures, ones that you see just back there, but not like that. It's wishful thinking, but we'll give it a go. So the lid comes off. It just pops off on this one like a stopcock. Hit pop. If you've got a towel or something. So it is. The paintbrush is just soaked up. Put your finger over the top. Just starting all the way from back there. First layer on, so I estimate 3 layers. Kind of getting low on this, so I might think I'm going to order a new bottle, because this is it must be 10 years old already. It's on there anyway, so I'm going to leave my masking bits, masking attempts on, and carry on when it dries. So I'll use some of this and I'll get a new bottle. Alright, so next day, this paint kind of dries fairly quickly, so you don't have to wait that long. I waited another day, so there are 4 paint layers. Of course, apart from the 2 caps I deliberately put in, 4 paint layers on. Now the paint is getting really low. This light paint, whatever it's called, the LeitSilber L100, is getting low. This is already 10 years old, so it keeps really well. It doesn't seem to dry out. I've ordered another tub of 2mm. So the next thing you do is to try it. I'm going to pull the thing is, when you pull off the masking tape, will it rip out the paint in chunks? That's the thing. If it does, game over. I won't be able to fix it, because it's going to splinter along there. If it comes out nice and neat, then it could be game on. Don't know. So let's turn the electrics on only in the car, and let's pull off that one and that one. So what you might see, hopefully if it goes well, engine's on, you know, rear demister is on for a few minutes anyway. Shaking it up is, I've got my little tool handy again, windscreen wiper thing. Tried like a small brush from a interdental stick. Didn't seem to hold on to paint very well. So back to this. So I've got an area that's definitely exposed now. Definitely it's got a break in it. So what I do is I apply my paint onto it now. Hopefully I get a nice blob. I have some. And if I'm watching it carefully, if it fizzles, it's game on. It's fizzling. You see that? I don't know if you can see that. See that smoke coming out? So it's game on. Game on for that one, and I don't know, and this one as well, it's game on for this one. I'm in luck. So of course I'll need 4 paint layers. It's game on. I'm going to turn off the engine and put 4 paint layers. So did you see that? So I'll put some Tipex markers there now, in case I lose where it was. So big blob of paint on, so equivalent of maybe 2 paint layers. As I tore away the strip of masking tape, I don't think it tore away the paint in flakes, so it's good for that, let's put it that way. So I'm kind of coming to the end of this bottle, and it's only got a tiny bit left, and it seems like the less I have in there and the more concentrated it is, I have that much left, so a tiny bit at the bottom left. So I have that much left, bit at the bottom left. So that it could be goodbye LeitSilber L100 soon. I've got another bottle coming, but this has lasted me a good 10 years. It's been in my box. It's not drying out at all, and it's got a really nice plug on the top to stop the air getting in. So really good product. So I don't know if I'm keeping it in camera. I should try and keep it in camera. So it's a good product. Highly recommend it. Do buy it. This is the only one I ever found works, and it proves it. Look at the size of that gash. Normally you have, I don't know, you have some sort of cargo at the back of your car, or the dog scrapes it with their paw or something like that. You've got a dog at the back and you get like a scratch. I mean, this, you can easily see that this would definitely absolutely cover that a scratch, because I had a line going from there to there and then there to there, so I've got like centimeters of missing electrodes, but you saw the smoke come out, you saw it work. All I need to do is let it dry, put a few more layers on, and after that carefully peel, clean up the area. I saw one or two bits that dribbled, sort of, I don't know why it dribbled northwards, but clean it up, and because the sticky stupid label badge, it's going to go back on, but I don't want to damage it because they're going to tug it off and scrape it off again. I'm debating in my mind, I don't know if there's some sort of lacquer out there. I know there's a Halford's heavy duty lacquer, but is that like glass-like finish? Because that's what I need in case they use razor blades. Those people, those good folks, use razor blades to peel off the badge. I don't know, but that glue is so strong. You see that glue? That's enough to tear off anything. So I don't know if lacquer is good enough. I need something like glass. I mean, I don't know if I just cut out a massive, like a massive piece of plastic or something like that, stick it on that loud. I don't know. Like a tinted, one of the things they use for tinted window. Because one of the things that does happen if I use lacquer, there will be a slight tint to it. That's the problem. Tough, that stuff is tough. It is tough. And if I use lacquer, will I be able to make the same repairs on it? I should be. If I use lacquer, it should be. If they next time they yank it off, there's a big crack in it, a big gash in it, a big chunk comes off, I should be able to see that there's no silver, for example, that'll be gone, and also the lacquer would be gone. Maybe. It's definitely worth doing, because I can't drive around really in winter. Steamed up windows like that, rear windows, is horrendous. Anyway, so I'm going to do a bit of tidying up in the garage. Needs a bit of tidying up. I'll put another layer, a bit more tidying up, another layer, a bit more tidying up, another layer, all concentrating in those two spots there. Alright, for my next stage, I've gone and bought a fresh can of heavy duty PU lacquer. So it's Halford's clear lacquer, and the drying time is quite a few hours actually. It's not as quick as their normal lacquer. Normal lacquer dries within a few minutes. Allow 24 hours for the base colour paint to dry. Use abrasive paint, and see 2 coats, 30 minutes between each coat. So 30 minutes. Made this colour white finishes. So I've got to bear that in mind. It's definitely going to give it a brown tinge. Got a set of scalpels just to finish up. Don't forget your little bit of handy, if you've got one of these, filter for when you spray. Masking paper, of course. But first, let's have a look. Let's see when we peel off the tape to see what the results. Okay, here we go. Do I want to mark those two areas? I'm just going to leave one of the. I'm going to leave the top one on. I'm going to peel the bottom one off. Sure, I'll be able to do that. Peel away and pull away, like so. Do that top one. It's lifting off. I saw it was like lifting off. Yeah. I'm going to take my time doing this and show the results. So there's a tiny bit of residue left. It didn't crack. The paint didn't crack. It didn't split off or anything. Strong light to double check. I need my dribblers. thing just to double check. Right, so I just tried trimming those tiny little flecks off with my scalpel. I couldn't do it. It just felt like I was cutting through metal with a steel scalpel. So I think it's solidified into a piece of metal. Don't worry about that. I think that's where I joined it. It's okay, I think. So I'm just going to leave it like this. Next job. Oh, I scuffed this whole area. So we know it's going to be a brown tinge. Is it worth doing a whole lot so it doesn't look terrible? Or, you know, do the whole thing so it's got one whole brown tinge, or is it worth just doing one section here? I've got a scratch on it. I don't know how I did that. I wonder if it's using my blade. I don't know if it's a scratch on this. Those guys did it with their blades, so I'm sure I can hear it. Definitely a scratch. It's not coming off. Anyway, give it a nice clean down brake fluid. You know, I've been having a think. Notice I put masking tape, masking paper, masking tape, ready for the spray down. If you was doing this at home and you've got a large area or even a small area, this is where you should have stopped when you found out that, you know, after you peel the masking tape off and it hasn't cracked and it's got a nice solid kind of metallic feel to it. Stop there. That's what I'm thinking as well. Should I stop? I'm thinking I should stop, because I know, alright, the badge is going to go back on next year if I do lacquer it. And of course lacquer is quite strong, but you can use a scalpel or whatever it is, a Stanley blade, to chip away at lacquer. So imagine I had it fixed, lacquer it next year, so I'll stick that back on. The following year they're going to do the same thing again. They're going to shove a blade in there to get it off, because I think they should just glue it here, right? Not over the lines, right? Glue it here, but they don't do that. So next year, the following year, they're just going to take it off again, and it's going to cut through the lacquer, and it's probably going to do a lot of damage, and it's probably going to go funny again. But if I've got lacquer on it, I won't be able to repair it anymore. That's the thing. I will not be able to repair it anymore. There's no way I can make contact with the original electrode. There's no way. You have lacquer on it, and you can cut through it using a Stanley blade. So, and I know how to do it, and I know it works, and I know the stuff that works, and I've got another bottle coming. If I do it again, why not? I'll just fix it again. Anyway, let's just call it a fix, and this way, if it didn't work, I can always go back and patch it up as well. So don't lacquer it up. Unless you got some sort of special formula that turns it into glass after you spray it off, you know, like glass or something. That's different. Unless you melt glass over it, that's a different story altogether. Alright, anyway, thanks for watching. It worked. If you look back to my old video, it was a lot messier than this. I didn't bother taping. I wasn't very careful with it, but right now I think I did an okay job here. A professional job. Can't ask for more. Thanks for watching. I'm just going to pull off the paper and call it a day, I think, and stick my sticker back on. Alright, thanks for watching.